Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's begin. First up, surveillance video shows fistfight before possible shooting in Manchester. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9.
Dramatic surveillance video first shows two people squaring off, ready for a fist fight. Then one tackles the other in the middle of Silver Street.
I just see a bunch of kids, just throwing fists, tackling each other.
The tussle eventually is broken up. Minutes later, it looks like this person is talking to someone across the street. Within seconds of that, they take cover and scatter.
And all of a sudden, I heard the shots. I heard bang, 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 bang. I said, what?
A closer look shows what appears to be a bullet grazing the vehicle. The cars then speed off before Manchester police shut down the area.
I heard about 4 or 5 gunshots. From what I heard, somebody was telling me that they were arguing in the street and somebody shot off a gun.
Cameras at ODA Auto Precision captured the whole thing.
Definitely, it was pretty scary. We were all pretty shaken up.
The incident happening just before 2 o'clock this afternoon.
It could have been kids walking by, and it was right about the time where usually school buses drop kids off and stuff.
Police were on scene for several hours, searching for evidence and interviewing neighbors.
Hopefully the police department can do something about it and change that. For our sake, for New Hampshire's sake, for our kids' future. But like I say, we're all here trying to make a living, make a dollar with our small family business.
Tonight, it is not clear whether anyone has been arrested or if police have identified everyone who is involved. Live in Manchester, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Gronkowski ready to roll. Cleared from NFL concussion protocol. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Officially got the word today that I was cleared, so it was super nice to hear from the doctors going through the whole process and ready to roll.
Bob, did you have to go through contact at practice today?
Yes, throughout this week, that's part of passing the protocol. So, yes, we did contact, and everything's good.
And no problems when you were hit for the first time?
No problems. That's how I got cleared. They definitely put you through that, see how you're doing after. And they just don't clear you if you're not doing well. So everything went smooth, everything went well, and got the clearance, which feels good, and I'll be ready to roll.
You know how many people around New England are breathing a sigh of relief right now?
Hopefully a lot.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. What great news there. Ready to roll. Furry find. Maine skier competitors stumble on bear den. Competitors on a ski race last weekend in Maine got a surprise on the course. Hibernating bears. Managers at the Nordic Heritage Center said visitors spotted a hole on the race course during Saturday's Maine Nordic ski competition. Championship, sorry about that. The mother bear had 2 cubs sleeping with her in her den. The furry find focused race organizers to move the course to avoid disturbing the bears. Officials at the center believe A groomer working on the trail's unknown shaved off the top of the bear's den. Officials and wildlife experts used some plywood and more snow to cover up the hole and let the bears continue their hibernation. And here is a photo. And this is a photo of her den. There's a huge threat of Russia meddling in U.S. midterm elections, former Democratic aide says. The threat of Russia meddling in the upcoming U.S. midterm elections is huge, according to a partner at the law firm Evershields Sutherland. Trump's communication director under increased sanctity. Let's take a look at this video from ABC News.
Questions tonight about a member of the president's inner circle. Communications Director Hope Hicks. Did she play a role in the misleading statement about that Trump Tower meeting between Donald Trump Jr. and that Russian lawyer, among others, promising dirt on Hillary Clinton? But the explanation at first was something very different. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas tonight.
She's the White House Communications Director, often seen at the president's side.
Hope, say a couple of words.
Tonight, Hope Hicks is under increasing scrutiny. Did she try to mislead the public about that infamous Trump Tower meeting with Don Jr. and a group of Russians? At issue, that first controversial statement released by Don Jr., saying it was primarily to discuss, quote, the adoption of Russian children. But days later, emails to Don Jr. revealed something far different. Don Jr. had agreed to meet the Russians after he was promised dirt on Hillary Clinton. The email said the dirt was high-level, sensitive information from, quote, Russia and its government support for Mr. Trump. President Trump tried to downplay the meeting.
My son is a wonderful young man. He took a meeting with a Russian lawyer, not a government lawyer, but a Russian lawyer.
That first misleading explanation was written on this Air Force One flight. The president and Hope Hicks helping to craft it as they returned from overseas. Some critics asking, why did the president step in at all?
The president weighed in as any father would based on the limited information that he had.
And tonight, ABC News has learned the spokesman for President Trump's legal team at the time, Mark Corallo, was concerned about the statement's misleading nature. Less than 2 weeks later, he resigned. A source close to Corallo describes a conference call with Corallo, President Trump, and Hope Hicks just one day after the misleading statement was released. On that call, Corallo alleges that Hicks said of those emails with Russians promising dirt on Hillary Clinton, quote, only a few people have them. They will never get out. And Corallo responded, this is Washington. Everything gets out. As ABC News first reported earlier this week, the special counsel has now contacted Corallo for an interview as Robert Mueller investigates whether there was obstruction of justice.
So let's get to Pierre Thomas with us live tonight in Washington. And Pierre, what are we hearing from Hope Hicks?
David, an attorney for Hicks denies Corallo's account, saying the idea she ever suggested emails would be concealed is completely false. David?
Pierre Thomas live in Washington for us again tonight.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday and see you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.